Hey everybody, welcome to the Deleted Wrestle Zone discussions. So we're about to proceed with number 2. So okay, this is another piece of footage that never made the first episode. This is us talking about MLW and what they have and what events have passed so far. So I hope you guys enjoy this discussion.
All right. So the next topic I want to talk about, I know you just barely know this promotion, and I just started watching them early this year. I'm talking about Major League Wrestling, also known as MLW. Let me give you guys a small history about this promotion. This promotion started in 2002. This was around the time WCW and ECW were bought by WWE. Now, people said this was supposed to be the replacement. And then somewhere down the line, it became like an imitation of ECW. And of course, it folded after 2 years, 2004. And out of nowhere, 2 years ago, it was brought back. It was revived. And they had the first show called One Shot.
Who's the one that's running the promotion?
I think someone named Courier, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Try to remember. I try to find more information about him, but I'll do research on that when I get a chance to find out what was the reason of bringing it back, and of course why it was shut down in the first place. So anyway, when it was revived, when they were doing much of the independent scenes, they were able to secure a TV deal from beIN Sports, and that's when they started like their own weekly TV show called MLW Fusion. You know, and here's the best part: the first episode of MLW Fusion was Pentagon and Ray Phoenix. They were part of the first show, you know, and then from then on it was becoming great. And then last year, they introduced their very interesting pay-per-view called Battle Riot. This one was basically their version of the Royal Rumble or any Battle Royale that we've seen from any promotion. Now here's the interesting part of this. They have 20 participants. You know, unlike WWE, they have 30, and AEW has 21. Whoever wins this Battle Royale, the winner will get a title shot anytime, any place, anywhere. So basically they got their golden ticket to cash in whenever they want to get their title shot. The first winner was Filthy Tom Lawler, who he faced against Loki. And he beat Loki for the title, like early this year. And it was a good match. And then there have been wrestlers that they got from different indie scenes. You know, they got Ace Romero, Ray Horace, and I can name a few. Of course, Conan made appearances there too. And Tony Schiavone is one of their commentators. But I heard he took time off because his daughter or someone in his family gave birth to a grandson. His fifth. But he will be back this summer with MLW. And what else? And of course, let's see what I was trying to do. What was I saying? Oh yeah. And now, they just recently had a pay-per-view called Fury Road 2019. This was the introduction of a brand new title called the National Openweight Championship, which is similar to the Never Openweight. If you're not familiar with the New Japan title, which is you can face anybody of any weight class. So they had a tournament with 4 contenders. Now, I forgot who, like, 2 of the 4 who participated. I know 2 of them was Alexander Hammerstone and Brian Pillman Jr. So I know Alexander Hammerstone won his part of the tournament, and so did Brian Pillman. And then those two faced off. Who becomes the first champion? And of course, the winner of that match was Hammerstone. He became the first champion for that. And let me tell you what titles they do have. They have the world title, which is currently held by Filthy Tom Lawler. The tag team titles, which is currently held by the Hart Foundation, Teddy Hart, Brian Pillman Jr., or Davey Boy Smith. And then there's the middleweight, currently held by Teddy Hart. So basically, the Hart Foundation has most of the gold.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised if they try to get more. You know,
All the gold.
all they need is the national and the world. Then they're all set.
Who's their world heavyweight champion?
Filthy Tom Lawler, who used to be an MMA fighter. And right now, we just had two.
You want to talk?
Not yet. Right now, they just had two fusion shows, and one was interesting where, let's see, they had like Gringo Loco and this other guy, I forgot his name, but they're good matches to watch. They always have 3 matches. You can watch these shows on YouTube. You know, you don't have to miss anything.
Right.
You know, so if you guys are not fans or familiar with MLW, you can catch it on YouTube. Just type in MLW and subscribe, because I subscribe with them as well. So they're really good matches, you know, there's no denying that. And right now, the biggest surprise that's been announced by them was the introduction and debut of the Von Erichs. Marshall and Ross Van Erichs. These guys are making their debut this coming Monday.
Is it 4th generation, 3rd generation?
Third generation.
3rd generation. Sorry.
So basically, these guys will now be in MLW. So they're coming to MLW after a couple years living in Japan doing the Pro Wrestling Noah events down there. So this is a good thing for them, you know, now bringing their family name to the States. You know, and they're going to be teaming with Filthy Tom Lawler to face the Contra Unit, which is a stable faction that's kind of like the most vicious faction in the company. Contra Unit consists of Simon Gotch, which you know.
Yes.
Jacob Fatu, who's a member of the Inoue family. And then there's the sadistic Samael Joseph, you know, who throws the fireball on everybody's faces. So basically, you're going to see this dangerous unit face against Tom Lawler teaming up with the most respected family in all professional wrestling. Like Cody says, wrestling has more than one royal family, and the Von Erichs are one of them. You know, and I'm excited for that. I know you're not caught on with it, but I know you want to.
Oh yeah.
You know,
This has got a whole bunch of familiar names and faces. I'm with it.
yeah, and I know they did had a relationship with AAA in the past, but I don't know about now because since AAA is now with AEW. But we'll talk more later and with like partnerships from different companies, another segment. But yeah, so that's what we got with that. Now the upcoming pay-per-view is going to take place July 6th in Chicago, called Kings of Coliseum. So far, the only match they throw in is Jacob Fatu versus Tom Lawler for the title. You know, do you have any thoughts, questions about you since you don't know much about this?
With the only thing that I really know about MLW, well, not necessarily MLW, but MLW New Japan news, is that Davey Boy Smith Jr., former member of the Killer Elite Squad, which is a sub-faction of Suzuki-gun, he's no longer with New Japan. He's full-time with MLW?
I'm not sure because I know Impact and Ring of Honor, they allow their wrestlers to go to any independent promotion as long as it's not one of those ones that appear at TV deals.
Right.
But I still don't know what's his contract. You know, like if he's allowed to be with other promotions, like especially if they're not televised.
Yeah.
Or what? Because I know Davey Boy Smith, I heard that he was unhappy, that he was not being utilized enough. You know, it's like nothing bad like WWE, but just I don't know how he felt. But hopefully we get his side of the story on this somehow, But yeah,
Get the scoop.
yeah, the scoop on that. But yeah, I think he probably will focus on that because you probably can ask me why the Hart Foundation was formed in MLW.
Why not?
Well, there was a recent interview by
they have the Hart Foundation.
yeah, but the reason is this: why was this formed with these particular men? Let's give you guys a brief history of each individual. We got Teddy Hart. Teddy Hart is the eldest of Stu Hart's grandchildren, and his dad is not a wrestler. His mom is a Hart, So basically, she's married to a wrestler.
Yes.
And then you got Davey Boy Smith Jr., who we know he is the son of the British Bulldog, And then we got Brian Pillman Jr., who we all know his dad is Brian Pillman. Not a member of the Hart family, but...
Member of the Hart Foundation.
Yeah, but he also was trained in the dungeon. So that makes him, like, automatic family, But Brian Pillman did have an interview by the Square Circle Psychobabble. They asked him what was the reason of MLW to bring this new Hart Foundation. He said that the creative team in MLW wanted to do this. They want to give a new generation of Hart Foundation. They took over.
Keep that legacy going.
I mean, WWE had done that with the Hart Dynasty, with Davey Boy Smith Jr. and Tyson Kidd and Natalia, but of course it didn't last long. But hopefully this Hart Foundation can continue more, or unless there's more family members in the wrestling business that could expand it, because I know the Hart Foundation is currently at war with Dynasty, another faction group that consists with MJF, Richard Holiday, and the current National Openweight champion Hammerstone. But I would like to see if there's any more Hart members of the family that would join these guys.
Oh, that's something that I'm going to have to look into. For me personally, that's what got my attention with MLW is the new Hart Foundation. Hart Foundation is basically my all-time favorite stable.
I mean, we've seen, like, the Hart Foundation tag team that consistent with Bret Hart and Jim the Animal Neidhart. And then there's the new Hart Foundation, Neidhart with Owen Hart. And then later the stable faction that consists the ones we know, Bret Hart, Bulldog, Pillman, who else? Owen and Bret.
That's 5.
5. So this is a new type of Hart Foundation that we're seeing. Basically, you look at guys who are second generation.
Oh, and Jim the Anvil Neidhart was in it as well.
Yeah. So, but I would like to see if there are any more members of the Hart Foundation. I would like to see them in MLW joining their family.
Get more eyes on that promotion.
Oh yeah, I know they have other wrestlers in MLW. They have their eyes set. I mean, right now I heard that Pentagon and Phoenix are no longer with MLW since they got exclusive contracts with AEW and AAA.
MFJ, he's in MLW.
Yeah, but I don't know exactly what's his contract because I know once they say exclusive, they cannot be anywhere else that's televised other than theirs. But I haven't heard anything about MJF like saying that he has an exclusive. I did heard it was the Lucha Brothers.
Okay.
But I haven't heard anything since then. But yeah, that's one of the things. Anything else you want to know about MLW that you don't know about?
We already covered.
Okay.
Upcoming pay-per-views.
Well, right, like I said, right now it's the Kings of the Coliseum, which
Okay.
takes place in July 6th in Chicago. Like I said, there's only one match that has been announced. Was the current champion Tom Lawler versus Jacob Fatu for the title.
There we go.
So I like to see this match. I mean, you look at Jacob Fatu, who's one of the members of the Inoue family. I mean, this could be a good thing for him, because we've seen many members of the family in the wrestling business, like Rikishi, The Rock, the Usos, Reigns, but Jacob, he's one of those guys that I have been keeping track of him for a while. But I will do a topic about him,
I'm looking forward to that one.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this discussion of us talking about MLW. So leave a comment below or subscribe to us at Deleted WrestleZone, and we'll get back to you. So we must bid you adieu. So goodbye and good night.